$150 per day might seem like quite a bit when you're first thinking about starting a side hustle online, but what if I told you that you're actually much closer to this amount of income per day than you might think by leveraging the scale and opportunity that the internet provides? Over the past 2 years, it's become more evident than ever before that increasing your income through multiple sources that aren't tied to your primary employment income is paramount for future financial success. And even further, considering the exponential progress we're seeing in certain industries and lines of work, we simply won't have a choice over the coming decades but to think outside of the box when it comes to making a living for ourselves. In the next decade alone, it's estimated that tens of millions of jobs will be either outsourced abroad or replaced by artificial intelligence and other forms of automation. So taking action today to start securing your financial future through multiple income sources isn't an option, it's really an obligation. In fact, based on what I've been able to gather from the books Drive by Daniel H. Pink, along with the book A World Without Work by Daniel Susskind, the future of work here in North America will heavily rely on right brain work, where creativity and entrepreneurialism will reign supreme over mundane routine tasks. So in this video, we'll be covering 5 ways that you can start working towards making that $150 per day online starting today. And I'm warning you right now though, these are not just get rich quick, flash in the pan type of methods here. I'm more about building an actual business and or side hustle that you can implement longer term and gain some momentum with, instead of just a quick save $500 in a week and never again type of method. I've said it multiple times on this channel that the only way I've been able to purchase both physical and paper assets over the past couple of years has been to first focus on increasing my disposable income. And so let's get right into the first method, and I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank today's video sponsor Skillshare, but more on that later. All right, so naturally the first method that comes to mind for me when thinking about how to make $150 per day online would be any form of content business. And what I mean by this is a business that is leveraging the scale and reach of the internet to get your message across to as many people as possible. Now, this could either be for your personal brand, such as what I'm doing on this Griffin Milks YouTube channel, or it could be a brand new separate entity on its own, like for example, CNBC Make It, where they're utilizing content as their main business and a way to attract attention. It's also important to mention that in this day and age, a content business can take many different forms. For example, it could be a YouTube channel, a Instagram or TikTok page, a blog, a podcast, and the list goes on. The point being here that content creation can quickly become a viable business through leveraging the scale and reach of the internet. In fact, I was even having a conversation with my mom the other day where I was explaining to her that literally any hobby or profession can also be spun off into a content style business, either primarily or as a side business to that primary source, and even rapidly eclipse the income that's being generated from that first source in question. For example, just think of all those, say, chiropractic channels on YouTube that get millions of views on each and every video. The main source of income and business is the chiropractic practice itself. However, with millions of eyeballs brought to the table towards their content business, I can comfortably say that many of these chiropractors are making just as much, if not more, income from that content business than the main source itself. This is mainly due to the fact that a content business can create multiple streams of income all at once that sort of play off of each other. For example, ad income, affiliate income, brand deals, speaking gigs, digital products, and so much more. Quite literally, anyone with a message, a voice, an interesting hobby or profession can leverage social media in order to create a platform and an audience. And this has somewhat democratized what used to be only accessible to large companies and networks with significant amounts of capital. Many people still don't realize that from a core value add and monetization standpoint, there's very little difference between a YouTube channel and a large TV network, where the quality and success of the content itself translates over into more views, a larger audience, and therefore the capacity to charge higher ad rates and brand deals. In fact, it's even interesting how some people get upset at ads on YouTube videos, which is literally free content that takes a full-time schedule to produce and put together, but get excited about watching the sponsored by Frito-Lay Super Bowl ads that are generating hundreds of millions of dollars for the NFL, which in reality, the NFL is nothing more than a content business at the end of the day, where if no one cared about the NFL and football, well, they would not be getting any views, which would translate over into significantly less income for the NFL. And that right there is the reason why a professional football player can make millions of dollars a year while a lacrosse player makes around 35K. All of this to say that a small content business through a YouTube channel or a podcast, for example, can easily start generating upwards of $150 per day when taking into account all of the different income streams that are available from a content business. So affiliate marketing, brand deals, and ads are the three main sources. Moving on to the second method to start making $150 per day online, we have freelancing and leveraging your skills on a platform such as Fiverr or Upwork. And this isn't the most original way to start making money online. However, it's without a doubt one of the easiest to implement where you can start generating some income in a short time frame. Freelancing is pretty simple to understand. You're good at graphic design, video editing, photography, or pretty much any other skill under the sun. Well, you can put those skills up for work on a platform such as Fiverr, and other people can hire you for your time and your work. For example, let's say you're really good at tattooing. Well, in addition to making a content business around your tattooing and tattoo designs, you can also put those skills up for sale on a freelancing website. We can see actually right here that over 2,500 people are offering tattoo designs on Fiverr. And let's say that this person right here, well, they've done a ton of work with over 620 reviews alone. That would mean that at an average $70 per job, we're looking at around $43,000, which isn't too bad. Now, this is very much an active income source online where you're trading your time for income. But if you have a skill or you're really good at something, this could be a great way to start generating some secondary income for yourself. And seriously, turn on the camera while you're doing the work and create a content business along the way on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. So if you're interested in starting to freelance, this could definitely be a great path towards that $150 per day online. But if you need to refine a skill you already have, or maybe even develop a new one, a great learning platform would be Skillshare. Skillshare is a platform that's curated for learning, meaning you will never be subject to watching an ad on the platform. Your attention can be fully focused towards absorbing the information at hand. And in lieu of what we were just speaking about, being developing a new skill to utilize on a freelancing platform, some of the most in-demand and high-paying skills right now are coding, web development, as well as UX design. And luckily, Skillshare has dozens of classes related to these very topics, which will get you up to speed and ready for freelance work to start generating some income online. Just take a look at this vast array of classes related to mobile development, for example. This class titled Mobile App Design, Simple Interactions and Animations for Every App by Johnny Vino will give you the basic tools necessary to start with mobile app design through 12 interesting modules. And while this class alone may not get you 100% ready for freelance work, you can complement this one with hundreds of additional hours of app development lessons on Skillshare's platform. So think about which new skill you want to learn or refine for your upcoming freelance work and get to learning on Skillshare. Also, make sure to use the link down below in the description to sign up, as the first 1,000 of you to do so will get a 1-month free trial to Skillshare's premium membership. Alright, moving on to the third method to make some income online this year, that would be either selling digital products as a complement to your content business and or physical products on a platform such as Amazon FBA and or Shopify. Now, before I sound like a Shopify dropshipping guru, that is not what I'm speaking about. Rather, instead of just trying to make a quick buck with a garbage product, actually sit down and try to identify a product or service that will fill a gap or need in the market that you're also experiencing. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to invent a product from scratch or anything, but instead of just throwing up any product on a Shopify store without any passion or reason behind the business other than just, I want to make money, I would sooner advocate for approaching this with the questioning of, well, how can I create a brand around this product that makes me stand out from the crowd and then also really provides value to the market and fills a need or gap? E-commerce is one of the industries that I'm personally most bullish on over the coming decade, and this is reflected in my stock market holdings. Global e-commerce is set to reach astronomical levels by 2030, and you can very much take part in this by creating a brand, refining a product to your specifications, and selling it online. Now, this video isn't meant to be a tutorial on how to find a product to sell on Amazon FBA, for example, but this is actually something that I also did in the past, where I used to sell coconut openers on Amazon one sourced from China on Alibaba. And since then, the market got completely saturated, driving down the price of the coconut openers, so I stopped doing it. But I still managed to pull in roughly 40,000 USD over that 6-month period that I was selling that one single product, which isn't bad. Currently, I don't have any digital products being sold on these e-commerce platforms. However, I do have 2 digital products that I sell that are a complement to my content business, and they surround stock market investing and the idea of saving money. Moving into side hustle number 4 that you can easily start doing on the internet today in the comfort of your own home. This is not one that I've personally done. However, I do have some friends who have tried it out with some decent success. It is online tutoring and or teaching English online as a second language to foreigners. The idea of tutoring has been around for decades. Heck, I even had a math tutor in high school, so the concept is quite clear. But if you have an academic knack for any given subject or are able to fluently speak English, you can actually teach English online for a great hourly rate. Now, there are many companies that offer this service online, but most of them actually require a college degree. So if you have one, well, you're clear to use whatever platform of your choice. However, there are a handful that don't require a college degree. Rather, you just need to be fluent in English. Some of these options include Wales English, Cambly.com, and Magic Ears, among others. As mentioned, with these platforms, you will need to be fluent in English, as after all, you'll be teaching this as a second language to foreigners, but you'll also be nicely compensated by up to 26 USD per hour plus potential bonuses, which is actually quite good for a decent little side hustle. So by leveraging something as simple as the language you literally speak on a daily basis, this would be a great way to make a couple extra $1,000 per month. Finally, moving into the 5th and last side hustle that you can start implementing today, it is sitting at home and collecting served payments. No, I'm just joking. It is rather being a personal or virtual assistant. As a virtual assistant for an online business, your task could be a multitude of different things. For example, it could be answering emails, sifting through customer complaints, answering customer emails, maybe even doing some accounting work. The list goes on. Really, whatever type of skill that you have could be applied to being a virtual assistant for an online business. Now, although you don't need any formal type of education to essentially be a virtual assistant for a business, well, the hourly rates and wages will heavily depend on a multitude of different factors. So expect anywhere from around $15 to probably up to $100 per hour if you do have significant experience in a given field. With more and more online entrepreneurs and online businesses, the idea here as a virtual assistant is that you're essentially going to be removing things from the entrepreneur or the business owner's plate so that they can basically just do more creative tasks that are forward-looking to advance the business further. And similar to freelancing, pitching yourself as a virtual assistant to an online business is something that you can do on a platform such as Fiverr, Upwork, or freelancer.com, or you can also do it from, let's say, starting your own content business and marketing yourself that way also. This is a very competitive space, so having a great pitch for your services will be something that'll help you stand out from the crowd. All right, so that wraps it up for today's 5 ways that you can start making $150 per day online. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. It really helps the channel out, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button to be notified of new and upcoming personal finance, stock market, and real estate investing content. I'd also highly encourage you to check out all the other videos that are already released on my channel, and to also check out the links down below to resources I use and recommend where you can get some free money for signing up. Another great way that you can actually start making more income online is by investing your funds. So if you want to take that one step further, make sure to check out my full stock market investing course. There's a link down in the description where you can get everything, all the information necessary to properly navigate the market and craft a portfolio for your needs as an investor. So on that note, thanks a lot for watching today's video, and I will see you in the next one.